Welcome back to Henry's Garage. In this episode I continue to do test fitting on the getting the timing right. So I do work out how to do the timing, and I don't know how well I talk it through at the end, but I managed to get everything lined up as it should line up, which is good. So I know now that I can safely tighten down with the time, and get the timing right. So that's great news. But I run into a problem with my valve clearances in terms of the pallets within the we've got over the end we have these little cam followers that go on, and we've got little pallets inside, and I can't get the engine to turn with the pallets in there, and so I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. And I suppose there could be a few things. It could be I need to actually torque down the cam shaft, or it could be the pallets are too big, but I think I've put them back in the same place I took them out, so that would be surprising, and stuff like that. So if anyone's got ideas about what the problem might be, that would be great to hear. But in the meantime, you can see me working out how to get the timing actually sorted and working properly, which I do manage to do. So enjoy the episode. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, and get ready for the next exciting episode. Right. Right, I haven't done a test fit in the last episode of the timing chain and stuff. What I've got to do here is to lap out these. So I've got my lapping or grinding paste, got fine and coarse ends, just goes in here, bit of turning, and that should do it. If we look at these, they don't look bad to me to start with. So this is what I'm working with, and it all looks pretty good anyway. And if we zoom in, can I get any better? Hang on, sorry about this. So if we zoom in here, these look we've got a bit of a mark here, but this one, for example, looks pretty good. So we're going to start on this one with a bit of the fine end, because I think this one looks pretty good, and I'm going to see how that comes out, and then we'll go from there. So right, I actually think that it's possibly not as good as it was before. So I'm going to actually try it again with a bit of coarse end, and we're going to see what it looks like. You can really quite hear the grind as well. There you go, so that sounds better now than it did at the start. Okay. Right, so we'll now try the fine end and see if we can get something a bit better. Well, I think I'm going to call that okay. I'm sure someone will comment if they don't think it is. But I think that looks okay to me, so we'll call number 1 done. And we'll work through the others. Right, so you saw me lap everything in, and I basically lapped until I had, you could hear, especially with the chords, one, you could really hear a change in the sound. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start installing them. Okay, and we're going to start by giving them a blast with cleanup, just to get rid of anything we don't really want on that. Then we're going to apply some engine lube to the stem of this because it will be moving up and down, so we want some oil on there. Some assembly lube, and then we're going to have a go at putting it back in. So we have a, for each one, I hope I got this in view, but for each one, of course, we've got a valve, we've got a bottom collar, a spring, and a top collar. Goes like that. So those go like this. This comes through here, and then we have two collets to hold it in place. So let's start by giving it all a good blast. Make sure it's all clean. I've seen them on another, for a TR6, that the springs are sided up and down. This looks completely symmetrical to me. I can't see anything different, so I've assumed they're not. Okay, so I'm going to need this out. Right, I've got one head, which we can now slip back on here. I still haven't put the gasket on, I'm aware of that. So I know I haven't got the gaskets on yet, but what we're going to do is, before we take it off and put the gaskets on and stuff like that, we're going to put the distributor in. I have here completely uncleaned up, and we're going to try to get this. I thought I'd broken the, oh yeah, it's here, it's broken. We're going to try to get this, make sure it's lined up properly at the same time as I've got the rest of the same time as having the rest of the timing all lined up properly, so that I know what I'm doing. So that's what I'm going to do next, before I put anything back together in a permanent type of basis. So that's in, but I don't know if it's pointing in the right place at this stage, so I'm gonna have to read about what to do about that before I progress on. So for today I'm going to stop here, knowing that, you know, we're making progress, and we'll keep it as clean as we can. And tomorrow, no, probably not actually tomorrow, but we will be, hopefully Friday, maybe tomorrow, but hopefully Friday, we'll move on with a bit more of it. Okay, so in order to continue test fitting, I need to put my cam followers on here, put the rocker on, line it up, and then spin it a couple of times to make sure everything is okay. Question is, am I at top dead centre or bottom dead centre? And when I look at this, so this is the so fire in order. Let's do it this way. Fire in order on the TR7 is 1, 4, 3, 2. So this goes on. I haven't taken it. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the rocker on. And I'm not going to put any lube on it yet because I still think that it's going to get changed a bit. Okay, so we'll hold off on that for now. Okay, question is, are we at top dead centre? So we can see this line here, which is running across there, which I've been confirmed is right. Okay. We've got these lines here. Is that coming out there? It's just, this one here is just a little bit behind, but it's as close as I think it's going to go. And then we've got the dizzy pointing to where I think number 1 is. Alright. So I think... Oh! I've just noticed... Oh no, that's right, yeah. Okay. So, I think that's lined up right. And you've got to remember, I haven't bolted this down. And I hope that... Maybe I need to put a couple of bolts in here just to hold it steady. Pistons, no, there shouldn't be anything touching, it's just the chain. The only thing coming up is air, so I think that should be okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it around a few times and see if it feels like it's all moving properly. So this is now pushing down here. On this one. These are both completely up, so that should be number 3. Yeah, I think. If those are both up and they're both closed, which means it's firing, right? I think. Oh. Bugger, what did I just do? Okay, then we expect 4 to go next, I think. Oh no, 2, which we just see here. No, right. Oh, that's not turning easily. Right, let's come back out. Right, something's off. I've got to get it around enough so I can get that bolt out though. Right. The bolt, one bolt I've got holding the flywheel, no, not the timing chain to the camshaft is down at the bottom there, and this is now loosening rather than spinning it. So my only way of getting it back to the top is going to be by taking it around, but those don't want to turn. Damn it. So I think we'll have to loosen off all of these bolts and take another look. I'll come offline for that. I've loosened off all of these just so that, you know, they're right at the edge, so there should be plenty of room for that to move now. So okay, so I can get this out, have a look at it, and see what I've done. That's what pushes these down and up, so this should now turn again freely, which it seems to, so that's good. Okay, and I think we're back at top dead centre given where these markings are. So, question is, why did it get jammed at one point? And that, I don't know. I suppose I could try. Could try without the spaces in there. I'll try without the spaces. I find it hard to believe that was the issue, but we will try and see. Okay, we're now going to try going around a couple of times again and seeing if it spins a bit more freely and that everything comes up and down. So okay, good. Right, so that seems to be working. So I'm guessing that those spaces in some way were, well, I don't know. I wonder if I put them on in the wrong places. Right, anyway, so we're gonna stop today at this point because I'm meant to be going somewhere, and we'll come back tomorrow. Right, it's the next day, and I now know this is wrong. Where I actually want to point in, it's not this bolt back here, it's this bolt here. So for this to be at first, I want it, gosh, how am I going to, there we go. That's still off a bit. Well, that's just a bit after, so that's coming in there, and that one comes in too far in. Okay, well I think that's That's as close as we're going to get. Seems to me to be just a bit to this side, but there we are. So that's that. Okay, good. Now, next bit is here, and someone pointed out to me, and I can't remember their name, but I carefully put this chain on the outside, and of course it doesn't go there, it goes on the inside, so I need to move that in. I can't do that right at the moment, it's all tensed up. This isn't right, and I've had a look at the manual, and I think I now know how to do that, so I'm going to take that out now. And then finally, with these, what have I got? So when one is fully released, I check number 3. I check 1 inlet and 3 exhaust. So inlet, exhaust, exhaust, inlet. Okay, for the space, and it should be 0.46 mil. All right. Now, I can see looking right now that everything is way above that. So I need to put the little pallets back in order to do that. What I don't know is if I could measure anything here at the moment. Just did a bunch of recording and then realised I didn't have any of it on screen. So just to recover, we go over what I just said. At the moment, I'm looking for a gap here of 0.46 mil. And at the moment it's just miles bigger than that, so that's no use. Okay. So I need to get the little pallets back in there to do that. As we know, I couldn't turn it when they were in there, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this off again. We're going to put on the gasket. I'm not going to use any gasket maker. We're going to tighten the head down. Okay, we're going to then put the pallets in, put this back on, tighten this down. In between we will sort out the chain and have a look at the time, the tensioner, and then we're going to try measuring these. Okay. Right, I got in the picture. So the first thing I missed is I saw something about doing this with an Allen key. I didn't understand it, and then I found a picture of it, and I've been trying to use an Allen key on the bit that's already fixed in to the block there, but actually you do it like that and you just use an Allen key and just twist it in and it will stay. Okay, so with that in place, I can then slide this in here and bring it around and bolt it in. Okay, so that's how I get that in place. It goes like that. That's the bolt for that gone. Right, so I've got the tensioner in properly now, which is good. I got this on the right side. I got this bolt in here, so this isn't in tight yet, but that's all together. So in theory, this should now go over here. What am I getting wrong here? So that should go like that, I believe. Okay. Oh, is that right? Looks okay to me. So we'll put the head back. We're going to we're going to measure each of these. I'm going to put the smallest one 1, 3, 2, 2. Now I'm going to put them back on where I thought they came from, and then we're going to see. Okay, a little bit of a problem. So these are in and just tightened down by hand, a bit more than that. As soon as the ratchet felt force, I stopped. These ones, I assumed that these bolts here were either an M10 or an M12. These nuts. They're not. There's something in between. An M12 on here is a bit loose, an M10 won't go, so there's something in between. So I'm going to have to order them. I've had a look at my Imperial ones and I don't seem to have anything in this size. I'll have another look, but I haven't got many because they're hard to get here. So we've got that, and then also I could only find 3 of my washers. So I've only got 3 on. So this is not tightened down hard in any way. Okay. But I want to put the rocker back on and just test that is okay anyway. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, I think I got the timing sorted now. I think I've worked it out. So, oh, this might be off by 1 notch actually. But we've got this running along here. Okay, and if I don't put the tensioner on, I can have this loose enough that I can turn this a little bit to get it in the right place. So the tensioner always has to go on last, is the view I'm coming to, which makes some sense. Okay, then up here we've got just the 1 in still, but when we come along here we can see our timing marks line up, which is where we want them, and we can also see we're at top dead center here. So the one thing I haven't actually checked is that I'm still at top dead center from a piston point of view. So we'll stick a screwdriver in here, the spark plug, and see if it goes straight down. Okay. Okay, so I can't tell if that came up or not. And is it not turning? Oh no, it's... Right, so I can't turn it again. So where is it stuck? It's here. So this won't go push it down. I don't understand why not. Bum. Okay, so we're going to stop this episode here. I need to order the bolts for along here. I need to order a couple of washers. So that would allow me to fix this. And I think what I'll end up having to try is taking not sure if it's this one actually or this one. This is the one furthest down here. So I think we'll have to take the spacer out of this one, the little pallet, and see if it will then turn. And we'll just work through them until we have worked out which ones turn and which don't. How very disappointing. If I'm doing something wrong about this, please let me know. But I now know how to do the timing, which is good. And so we can move from there. I'm very close to being ready, but not quite there yet. Okay, I'll see you next time.